Welcome to Live Lunch Break here at theday.com. I'm Peter Huapi, filling in for Rick Koster, who's away this week. This week we've got a live performance from Daphne Lee Martin and Jim Carpenter. Take it away, guys.
All right, the first song is called Saratoga Rain. It's a song that I wrote sort of inspired by both Langston Hughes' short story by the same title, but also by my grandfather, so this is for him. Saratoga rain comes through the channels of the corrugated roof under which we are sleeping tonight. The occasional thunderclap nearly wakes me up, and I feel the warmth of your body with mine. Gone south, gutters where I found myself. There's not a thing I'd change that led me to you. And I hear the soft sound of you breathing next to me, and I know I'm happy as I will ever be right now. Saratoga rain comes down, makes puddles into silver lakes, clears away the soot from this old little town, drowns the muddy yesterdays and regrets that just won't go away, makes me clean again as it's coming down.
Lose yourself in the possibilities for your home, yard, heart, and soul.
Come to Cloder Farms
and see what we're building for you. Offshore, out in the Sound, your island getaway awaits. Yes, Block Island beckons. With so much to do and see, a Block Island getaway is now closer than ever. Ride the high-speed Block Island Express from New London on one of 4 daily departures, where an island escape is yours at GoBlockIsland.com. That's GoBlockIsland.com.
So by doing the house and trade-in, you know, that we use that towards our down payment towards this condo, and it made life so much easier for us. It took all the worry out of everything.
Welcome back to Live Lunch Break here at theday.com. It's our weekly live music series, streaming live from our studio here on the 4th floor of the Day Building in New London. This week we've got Daphne and Jim. You probably recognize Daphne Lee Martin from her band Raise the Rent, and you've seen Jim Carpenter with the Julios, and he also plays with Raise the Rent sometime. But Daphne, this is sort of a new thing, you guys playing as a duo.
Yeah, well, Jim produced our record, and we ended up working very closely on arrangements for the tunes and just talking about the songwriting process and that sort of thing for so long that just made an awful lot of sense for us to start playing out as a duo, and we've been having a lot of fun with it. So I've actually absconded with some of his songs. I'd like to play a couple of those today.
So how much have you guys been playing out together recently?
We've only done a few shows. We've got a feature coming up at the Buttonwood Tree in September. That's on the website if people want to go check out the details for that show. And we'll have a few other things in the summer where we switch off with each other's bands as well.
And your website is?
RaiseTheRentMusic.com.
Okay. Now, the first song that you played was one that we know from the latest Raise the Rent album, Dig and Be Dug. The next song you're going to play is what?
It's called Little Victories. Is there any fun story, anecdote about this one, Jim?
No, I wrote this when I was living in Nashville for a while.
Okay, but so this is one that Jim has written.
Yeah, absolutely.
And is it one that you've played solo or with your band before?
It's been a long time, but Daphne took a hold of it and did this great thing. It's my favorite version to date. So.
Cool, so sort of breathing new life into an older song. Well,
and it makes a lot of sense to be sung from the female perspective, I think, on this one. So.
Okay, well, looking forward to it. Go ahead.
Awesome. Used to be one man's daughter, and I used to be another man's bride. The only thing that my mama taught me was how to hurt when he said goodbye. Took my chances, just 17 when I left town. The engineer cried, "Victory, Texas," and I liked the name, so I stepped down. Little victories, little light will shine. Little victories, it's like a diamond in I'll hold them close and try to believe. A man and we were married, but I only called home to say that he looked a lot like Daddy, but only from behind as he drove away. Child came early. He was born on the 4th of July. I called him Victor, short for victory. Rockabye, baby, little man of mine. Little victory, a little light will shine. Little victory, it's like a diamond in I'll hold him close and try to believe.
Offshore, out in the Sound, your island getaway awaits. With so much to do and see, a Block Island getaway is now closer than ever. Where an island escape is yours at GoBlockIsland.com.
So literally, we're changing deeds. You're using your house at an agreed upon number towards a down payment for the purchase here. It couldn't be much easier, really.
Come to Cloder Farms.
We believe in the art of handcrafted furniture. Workbench built in the USA to your specifications. The Cloder Farms Keystone Collection. Furniture handmade just for you. And see what we're building for you.
Welcome back to Live Lunch Break. We're streaming live here on theday.com with Daphne Lee Martin and Jim Carpenter. Daphne, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of what you've got coming up individually. Your band's latest album, Dig and Be Dug, has been out for about a year. Not quite a year, but a cool album. But you've got, I understand, another EP coming out?
Sure. I've been going down to New Haven and working with the folks at Fuzzy Rainbow Production Studios, and we are putting together 2 EPs right now. One is sort of a little bit more electronic in nature. It's a little bit more like Portishead kind of sounds, because these songs, the way that I wrote them, I wanted them to be the traditional folk song that could be given any kind of setting and still work. So it's an experiment in that. And then another more swing-oriented record after that in the fall.
So it's kind of cool. You're experimenting with a bunch of different styles in the studio, and it also seems like you're doing that live. I know you're playing some solo shows. I think are you in New Haven tonight?
Yeah, I'm playing part of Idiot Village tonight.
So you're playing out solo, you're playing with your full band, Raise the Rent. You've been out with Jim's band, and you guys are playing duets. Is there one style of performance that you prefer, or is it the kind of thing where
variety is the spice of life? It's tough. I want to work all the time, and I can't bring the whole band with me everywhere I go. So it's been really fun, and every new person I collaborate with changes me, makes me stronger.
When you're writing for the record, are you writing based on the style that you want to play, or are you thinking about you've got a lot of musicians that you work with that bring certain styles to the table. Do you ever take into consideration their expertise and their particular styles and write for them?
All the time. Before this band really got going, I just kind of wrote for me, and I didn't know what shape things would take. And as I saw how the players treated the songs, I started to write more towards the players. And there's a whole slew of new songs oriented towards this duo thing that'll be coming out pretty soon too.
So you're writing some specific stuff to
folk
be
songs
played together.
Yeah.
What's it like to, so the last song you played was one that Jim had written. What's it like for you to sit down and play something that someone else has written?
I've always had something of a disdain for the people who just go out and play covers all the time. I don't know why. I like when people write their own songs, and I've been in love with Jim's songwriting for years, and he's been very much a mentor to me. So I'm trying to fashion a lot of these songs around what we're doing. I love that stuff. I want to imitate people whose work I admire.
So, in this case, then it's a little bit more than just a cover, because you're collaborating with the songwriter. And so, what's it like for you, Jim, to sort of hear someone take something that you've written and put their own little spin on it?
In this case, it's a great experience, because she always takes it someplace, and she'll switch the pronouns around, and she'll make it her own, and that's a gift to be able to do that.
Well, cool. So you've got another one of Jim's songs that you're going to do for us now?
Yeah. This one is Even Her Eyes. And I did a little bit of one of the fun things about this particular collaboration is that we take each other's songs and we're like, yeah, that's good. What if we do this? And we've both always been very open to each other's changes. So this is one that I added a verse on. So. Even Her Eyes.
Well, she must have been some kind of a woman to make you believe that all you could be would never be all she would need. Now the grass will always be greener and nothing the same, but you drink yourself to the floor at the drop of her name. And even her eyes could not hold the blue that you see. Even her voice has not told you all you believe. And even if she was standing right here beside you, you would not recognize her to fall. She would not be that woman at all. Now there's no one around who could live up to your Rosalie. Your whole world turned around her, now she's gone, but still you believe. I guess some people live in the past and pass on the living, while others just hold on to something they've never been given. Made an angel of a woman that could have been your friend. You held her like a pistol to the side of your head. And even if you loved her, she would leave you in the end. You would have to be some kind of a woman to make you forget all the sorrow and grief and the tears you cried at the end. And the smile in my eyes is just the weary disguise of a friend. Is beginning to know just how hard the heart is to mend. Even my eyes could not hold the blue that you see. Even my voice has not told you all you believe. Even though I am standing right here before you, you would not recognize me to fall. I would not be that woman at all.
It's pretty clear that we had something to offer that other listings, other agents' listings did not have to offer. We offered them the opportunity to sell their home, get their home sold in a very slow, tough market.
Come to Cloder Farms.
Lose yourself in the possibilities for your home, yard, heart, and soul.
Come to Cloder
and see what we're building for you. Offshore, out in the Sound, your island getaway awaits. Yes, Block Island beckons. With so much to do and see, a Block Island getaway is now closer than ever. Ride the high-speed Block Island Express from New London on one of 4 daily departures, where an island escape is yours at GoBlockIsland.com. That's GoBlockIsland.com.
Well, I ain't got a nickel to my name, but I'll offer you a cigarette just the same. Crawled out of the ashes just this morning at 4. I went back for my lighter, but they locked the door. I got every kind of novelty right here on the shore. Let me sing you the new London blues.
Welcome back to the live lunch break here at the Day. We've got a great series of concerts booked throughout the summer. We're streaming live on theday.com every Thursday at noon, but we're always looking for more bands, so if you're a musician or a band interested in coming in and playing sometime in the fall, you can email me at livemusic@theday.com, and if you want to send along some work samples and a little band bio, we're always looking for new artists to feature here. Joined today by Daphne Lee Martin and Jim Carpenter. Daphne, in addition to being a great musician and a songwriter, also runs with her husband Rich the Telegraph, which is a record store in downtown New London and a record label. And the store has sort of morphed into this little live music venue from time to time also, which has been kind of cool. Some cool shows on Record Store Day the last couple of years, and I understand you've got some more live performances coming up.
Yeah, we sure do. We're going to have Will Houlihan playing on the Friday night of Sailfest down at the Telegraph, and we'll probably scoop up a few more musicians before it's over with. But there's no better way to sell records than to play live in front of people.
Well, I was going to say, and it's sort of, you guys have the space to do it. You know, it's intimate. I think it's sort of a comfortable, it must be a fairly comfortable place for a musician because you're not necessarily sitting under bright lights like we are here.
Exactly.
And yeah, it seems like it just makes total sense.
Kind of like a living room in a way.
Yeah, exactly. And I understand that you've got some stuff going on with the record label, some projects coming out.
We sure do. Besides the EPs that we're working on with my band, Jim is releasing his newest project on our label as well. We're going to do a big launch party in August at the Hygienic Art Park for that. We've also got a fantastic band from New Haven called Ellison Jackson that are releasing their new project with us, and they're actually doing a Kickstarter campaign, so if you go onto our page, you'll be able to pre-order that record.
And what's the page for that?
Onto the Raise the Rent Facebook page.
Okay.
I'll put up a link.
So if you guys are interested in what Daphne and Jim are doing, we can find you on Facebook. We can find you at raisetherentmusic.com. Any other sites where we should look for your stuff?
Telegraph NL, if you want to check out the record store, telegraphnl.com.
And when's the next time that we can see you guys out live?
Well,
Middletown.
yeah, the two of us as a duo in Middletown at the Buttonwood Tree in September, I believe. And then our bands are playing around. I'll be at the Bank Street Cafe with Raise the Rent on June 29th, and when are the Julios playing?
Well, we're playing a winery, the Danis Elizabeth Winery, on Friday.
Cool. So you guys have got one more song for us?
Sure. Yeah, this is also from the record. It's called Old Guitar. And this was one that Jim decided that it wasn't quite finished yet, so he added a part to this one.
Strum your own guitar, and it made my poor eyes wander. And I heard you sing your little song, and the words became a spell that I was under. And I knew that you were trouble, but I couldn't I liked the way you played, you played. You moved through the room with care until you were seated in my adjacent chair. And my heart stopped until you broke your stare, and I thought my sinful soul had gone to heaven. And I knew that you were trouble. I couldn't run away. Yes, I knew that you were trouble, but I liked the way you played, you played. I heard you strum your own guitar, and I wanted to be those strings, those strings. And I heard you sing about desire, and I wanted to be every one of those things, those things. And I knew that you were trouble. I couldn't run away. Yes, I knew that you were trouble, but I liked the way you played. And I knew that you were trouble, but I just couldn't run away. And I knew that you were trouble, but I had to have you. Thank you.
You guys were mentioning that it was a little tough in here, basically in an empty room with no applause. So I try to.
Well, you got to feed off the energy of the people around you. It's a good thing you're hyper today, Peter.
Yes, very very hyper. Thank you so much
Thanks for
coming in, you guys. Thanks for joining us for Live Lunch Break. If you'd like to watch this show again, you can go to theday.com/live lunch break. You can watch this episode and all of our previous episodes there. Next week, we're going to have the Franklin Brothers in here for a show, so come back Thursday at noon to watch that. I want to say thank you to our sponsors, New London Harbor Towers, Block Island Express, the Guard Arts Center, and Cloder Farms, and thanks to Daphne and Jim for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
And see you next week.